morning everyone. So this is Editing Zoe. I am refilming my intro because I didn't realise when I was originally filming that for the first 10 minutes of my video you could hear my neighbours arguing outside. So I thought I'd just refilm the first couple of minutes. So I won't do all the waffling that I did. But yeah, so here's Coco. She didn't come for the original intro, so you got bonus Coco today. Who's not very happy about it. She's wanting her sweets that are just here, her dreamies. Yeah, she's upset that she's not getting any. Yeah. But anyway, so hello. So this is my YouTube channel. This is my Flosstube channel. This is Coco Creates. So I'm Zoe and this is Coco. It's a Flosstube channel where I talk about my crafts, my hobbies, mainly my stitching. I've also got today it's a long video, but the last half is basically from the knitting and stitching show, so all of my shopping that I had there. So you obviously don't have to watch that if you don't want. Oh, are you off? Oh, bye then. No, okay. So yeah, so you don't have to watch all of it. So I will put a timestamp, not timestamp, but I'll like say, okay, this is now all of that, so you can leave if you don't want to watch it. So here on this channel, Black Lives Matter, love is love, no human is legal, science is real, feminism is for everyone, and kindness is important. So, and I try to live by that every day, and I always say that if I do mess up, call me out. You know, if I get someone's pronouns wrong or I say something wrong, let me know. The only way we're going to learn is when we help each other to see things and learn from those mistakes. So I will get into the video now. I don't think there was much else in my intro that I missed. I think there was a lot of waffling. There normally is a lot of waffling. So yeah, so I think that was everything for my intro that I'd missed. I've cut out some waffling because I can't remember what I was waffling about, so it can't have been too important. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you're a new subscriber or new watcher and you would like to and you like my videos, please subscribe. If you're an existing subscriber, welcome back. Thank you very much, Lee. Also, I can't remember if I mentioned it in my video, but I've had an issue with my comments, like my comments, because I've been replying to people through the YouTube Creator app, whatever it's called, and I realised yesterday that actually those replies that I've been, they stay in the they haven't been going actually onto YouTube. So when I bring up my video on YouTube, none of my comments or anything are there. So I don't think it's actually been commenting. So I am going to be slowly going back through my videos and actually re-commenting to people and liking everything and sort of going on from there. So yes, so if you did post a comment and I didn't reply, I'll get in there. It's not because I didn't reply, it's you know, on purpose, but I'll get there. So yeah, so enjoy the video and I hope to see you soon. So love you lots. Hello guys. So I hope you can hear me because I'm a bit further away from the camera. I hope it's not too quiet. I've got the door open, so I hope the birds aren't being too loud as well, but I can't hear them on the recording. Whether you can is another matter. So anyway, hello. Welcome to my video. I was just looking out for Coco, but no, she's not there. She must be upstairs sleeping. It's been a rough day for her, you know. She's had to come downstairs and eat her breakfast and then go back upstairs as well. It takes a lot, you know. So welcome to Coco Creates. So this is my YouTube channel. This is my Flosstube channel where I talk about sort of mainly cross stitch and other hobbies that I do. Got some knitting and crochet to show you, and I also went to the knitting and stitching show yesterday at Alexandra Palace in London. So I have quite a bit of haul that me and my mum bought that I'll show off towards the end of the video. Obviously, if you don't really care for that, then you can, you know, I'll let you know when I'm going to show it, and then you can go off if you don't want to see. But yeah, so I have 4 whips I've been working on. I didn't hit, well, I hit a couple of my goals, but my goals basically went, I don't know why I set goals. Every month I'm like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then it gets to the end of the month and I look back at my goals and I'm like, didn't really know. Didn't really do that, did I? But you know, one month, one time, I will actually achieve all my goals, and none of you will believe me. It'll be amazing. So yes, I also have one of my mum's whips to show off. Like I said, I've got a couple of knitting pieces, a couple of crochet pieces, and then a little bit of sort of other shopping that I've bought that I'll do, a couple of shout outs and a bit of a life update, and then I'll go through obviously everything that I bought there. So let's get started. So I'll start with my whips and then I'll show you my finish that I'm quite proud of. So first of all, what did I work on first? So I can't remember if I said I was going to cat sit for my sister. So I ended up taking this pattern with me. So I took my Ink Circles Castle Walls piece to work on. So my aim was to get 2,000 stitches on here, and I reached, sorry, my notebook's over here, I did 1,953, so I almost hit it, so you know, close enough. If I have a photo of what it was previously, I will add that in. I remember I didn't add any photos in last time or something, but I'll put that in. And then this is where it's now when I unfold it all. So yeah. So here's where it is. So I was working on this section down and then across the bottom. There you go. So this is stitched on Fabric Flare 36 count even weave in cloud grey, and it's 1/2 using Silks for You silks. There's PR069 and PR147 that I'm using for those two. So it's lovely to stitch with. One strand of the silk gives quite good coverage really. I think 2 strands would be way too bulky. So the silk is kind of, it's slightly thicker than a DMC, but it's, you know, it's not 2 DMCs. But yeah, so I just love sort of the variation in the 147, and that you can see there. So yeah, so I think I'm almost coming up to halfway in that piece. So considering it was my aim was to get it finished this year, you know, maybe not. Alright, try and make a pile. And then next I got out my Haid, so I worked on bath time next, which is here. I have unrolled her so that you can see her a bit. So she's on my stand. So that's what she's going to look like. So it's Bath Time by Selena Fennec. And I sort of started working up in this top corner and working diagonally across. And this is where I've got to now. Oh, so this is the bath. So I started on the bath. These are blocks of colours, so I was just stitching those. But normally I'm working parking in 20 stitch rows. So I managed to get her face all complete there, which I'm quite proud of. That was I was sort of looking forward to getting done. Obviously just to make sure it was as clear, you know, as I hoped. But yeah, so we're just coming on to her tail now, so I should be getting more of her tail. I think the other fin of her tail should be coming up soon. But yeah, so this piece is, oh, I didn't write it down. Well, it's nearly 40% complete. I think we're at 38%. My goal for the end of the year is to have it at 40. And so I had to do 5,400. And I ended up doing 5,709 stitches. So I just went over my goal a little bit. But yeah, I think if I do sort of 5,400 sort of for the next 3 months, I'll have hit my 40% goal. So yeah. So really liking her. So my aim is to get her done in 5 years. If you've not seen my videos before. So she is So she's been done 1/1 full cross on 25 count off-white even weave. I can't remember where I got it from. I think it could have been 1, 2, 3 stitch. It was just a random, it wasn't anything particular, it's not dyed or anything, so that's that one. Then next I worked on my other Haid, which is my other gold piece. And for that I have to do 4,500 stitches every month. And I did just over, I did 4,550 stitches. This one I'm working 2/1. So I've got my phone on charge as well. So I have the charging cable like running. So this I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch on 28 count. This is a piece of coffee even weave. Again, just bought from 1, 2 Stitch. It's not a particular brand. And oh, let me. So this is what it is. It's Amazing Animal Kingdom by Amy Stewart. This I'm doing, it's the Supersize Max Colour piece that I'm doing there, and I started in this bottom corner, no, this bottom corner where the polar bears are, and I'm sort of doing diagonals and working up. And this piece is quite heavy, so give me a sec. Oh. Like I said, I've got a photo of where these were last time, I'll put them in. But yeah, so I've managed to work sort of down. I have worked a couple of days this month on her as well. So I've already done 2,000 stitches into October's goal. So, but yes. So yes, I'm down to here. And then I've almost finished this deer. And then this is the cave with the little bear cub in it. So yeah, so also nearly finished the polar bear cub and just started on a sea lion pup. So I quite enjoy this one. I keep the I do keep the picture stuck on the piece so I can actually see what animals I'm moving on to next. It's quite fun to see the progress. So I am at about 8.9%. My goal is to get to 10% by the end of the year. Again, I need to do 4,500 for the next 3 months. And if I keep up that rate, then I should finish this in 20 years. So yeah, this is definitely an heirloom piece. But yeah, it's, you know, it's more the process of stitching, which is fun. But yeah, so that is that piece. Oh, since I've got it out, that I would show off my back for this. So like I said, 20 stitch diagonals, parking, and so I'm doing it's sort of half stitch. I'm doing it in sort of continental tent stitch ish, but this is how the back looks. It's quite thick, as you can see. I quite like the 28 count because you can't actually see sort of any of it through the front, whereas that sometimes if you're parking a dark thread behind a light section, you can see it. So you have to be I have to be a bit more careful where I'm parking the threads on that colour. You know, just because you can almost see it through in places with the 25, but with the 28 I found that yeah, I don't have to think about what's coming next. Am I going to be going behind a dark bit or a light, you know, because you can't see it through. It's very full coverage. I think the only place where you can sort of see through it is the bit where I'm doing the cry neck, because with the cry neck I'm only using 1 strand instead of 2, because 2 was way too thick. So yeah, if you look really close you can sort of see the fabric through, but because the cry neck's shiny it does offset that anyway, so from a distance you can't notice. But yeah, on something interesting I thought I'd mention, this whole design, there's no white. There's no white, there's no blank, there's no B5200, no white at all in this one. So even in all this snow, yeah, no white. I thought that was an interesting thing. Whether you do or not is irrelevant, but I thought that was fun today. So, oh, let's try and put that down without dropping it. Oh, there we go. Oh, better put that picture back as well. So then my next piece I worked on was Pandemic. This piece, well actually it wasn't really this because I worked on this in between. Well, you don't really care when I worked on it. But I went on a church retreat, so for a couple of days, and thought I'd take this with me. So this is Pandemic. This is a Long Dog Samplers piece, and I'm stitching this on a piece of Crafty Kitten fabric, 40 count in, I can't remember. No, I got nothing. Sorry. If I can work it out, I'll write it down on the screen. But I mean, I love the colours of it. It's a lot brighter than it comes through on the camera. So it's quite bright pink. You know, like the 915 DMC 915 pink. There's some yellows, blues, purples. Sort of a bit of like the 326 pink in there. 930 blues. You know, I don't know if this is impressive or just sad that I can look at this and know what colours are on a DMC card. I don't know, tell me down below. Can you look at things sometimes and then like be able to match up the DMC colour? Or is that just me being really weird? Actually, talking of comments, I need to apologise because I didn't realise until I went to check something yesterday that when I replied to comments on the YouTube Creator app, it doesn't. The reply actually stays there. It doesn't actually go onto YouTube, which I didn't realise. So to anyone who I haven't replied to, I might have actually replied to, but it hasn't sent. If that makes sense. So I am going through the process of actually going back through all the comments to, like, on the actual YouTube app instead and replying. So yeah, so if I haven't been replying to your comment, it's not because I've been ignoring. It's just because I didn't check, you know, to see if you were getting the comments. So anyway, this is my progress. So I managed to do a grand total of 255 stitches. Yeah, that's it. I think I did. I basically did this line up there. That was it. That's all I did. So yeah, nothing impressive. It was sort of hard to work on. It was sort of the first time I'd really met up with a few people sort of since the start of the pandemic and spoke to them. So a lot of my time was just spent sitting and sort of talking with my friends and that. So which is nice. I know one of the ladies is going to be starting a crafty group. So she spent the pandemic sort of redoing her front room, and now it's a craft room. So she's got it all set up. So she's going to be starting doing some little crafty groups soon. Yes, which I'm looking forward to. So that was my progress on Pandemic. Oh, so I also have my finish to show you that I've now buried under one of my whips. Now I finally managed to get this framed and in its frame. So this is Dark Queen of the Seas from Autumn Lane Stitchery. This was their mystery stitch along that went from sort of, I think it was this time last year up until through the summer. I think it was until July. Oh, let's just tighten that string. And yeah, I finally got this framed last week. I got the frame from Frames Express. This was the one where I bought it with the deeper rebate and then had to move the pins. So that's why it had taken a while to get it sorted. But yeah, and here she is. So I'm hoping you can see it all. If you can't, then I'll have to put a picture in. But I'm hoping you can. But yeah, so there she is. So I like this frame. So it's carved, so it's resin. So I say carved, it was probably poured. But so it's got quite a lot of texture in the frame. You've got the sort of burnished gold. And there And yeah, there she is. So with all her beads and her jewels. I'll see if I can do a pass up for her. Yeah, there she is. So, my pins is a bit loose there. So I have a pin driver, so that I'd bought for another project. So I was able to re-put the pins in, well, put new pins in after I'd pulled the old ones out. I got my dad to pull them out because I couldn't get at them. Yeah, that one's a bit close to the end, so I hope it's not going to snap out. Meh, should be alright. If it does, it's only one pin. There are plenty. But yeah, so, and I sort of used, oh hello, we've got a visitor. Oh, a visitor bearing gifts. Yeah. I have a cup of coffee that I haven't got anywhere to put. A cup of coffee and a Coco. Coco's come to visit. Hello. You come to say hello? She's no, the door's open. Outside. Oh, it's exciting. You're not going to look at the camera? Hey, you can look at the people. No? Coco? No, don't look at me. No? Oh, come on. Shall I show them your belly? No? You show them your belly? No, she's more interested in what's going on outside. Anyway, well, here's Coco. So yeah, so Coco's been doing her job of, you know, creating a mess. Once I woke up to her, she'd actually dug out one of my cross stitch patterns out of the box and pulled it out of the box and proceeded to start eating the corner. Luckily she didn't actually go through any of the Coco, come in. She didn't actually eat through any of the pattern. Coco, come on. You're not being very ladylike.
Take it back.
But yeah, so she'd munched through part of my pattern this morning, hadn't we? Hmm? Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. You're not going to apologise, are you? No. Right, you going to go? Ooh, big girl. Yeah, should we say bye-bye? Yeah, she's been waiting at the door to come out and see us. Anyway, where was I? This piece. Yeah, so I needed some spacers for the rebate, so I just basically cut some sort of 1/2 inch strips from the mount board and sort of stuck those in the sides, you know, sort of sideways to make the spacer around. And yeah, and then laced her and popped the back on. But yeah, I did think I was about 3/4 of the way through and I thought I didn't actually film me lacing her at all, so I didn't know if anyone wanted a tutorial on that. So I've got a cat hair up my nose now. So because I know a lot of people get their pieces framed instead of doing it themselves, so I didn't know if anyone wanted a tutorial on how to lace a piece or not. Obviously if you do, let me know in the comments. I have plenty of other pieces that need framing that I'm going to be lacing, and that's if anyone wants a video of me doing it, then I can record it for you. But yeah, so there she is. It's all very exciting. So she is now on my wall. Actually she has her own little, well, I say little space, it's not a little space, but it's a big space. It is going to be a gallery wall at some point. At the minute it's just her on the wall. But when I get my other pieces framed, they'll all be on the wall too. So then it'll be a gallery wall. But yeah, so there we go. So she's all done. So my first FFO. No, maybe my second FFO of the year. But I think another piece that I finished into a hoop. So, and I still haven't put a back on it, so it's technically not a finish. But you know, no one sees the back. It's fine. So yeah, there we go. So that was all my whips. So I only worked on 4 this month. I know I was planning on working on my tree and my Halloween piece and my swan piece, and no, nothing got worked on. My goal of stitching 1,000 stitches a day. I managed to do that a couple of times. Where did we? We had 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 5 days that I managed to stitch over 1,000 stitches in a day. So like I said, we'll try again tomorrow and see if we can, this month, October, and see if I can do it more than 5 days. But I did spend quite a few days doing crochet this month. I am currently test stitching something, so that has a deadline. Yes, that was one of my whips. Now my mum's whip was a couple of months back. I entered a giveaway over on Kerry's channel, Kitty Stitcher, for my mum. So and it came, and she started it. I don't know if you watch my videos, Kerry, but I'll pretend you do for now. But this was the picture. I don't know if that's going to come with the glare, so let's. Okay, I can't take it out, so that you. That's it. So it's Coastal View by Dimensions. It's quite a big piece. I haven't got the stitch count on here, so it's 15 by 12 inches. So it's quite a big piece. Obviously it's Dimensions, so nearest damn it's full coverage. And obviously with Dimensions you get the half stitches, the full stitches with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strands depending on the area. But she has done a couple of Dimensions that she quite likes. So yeah, so I entered the competition on behalf of my mum, and we won it, and it came, and she was very excited. And so she did start it, obviously kidnapping one of my frames. But yeah, so this is on the kit Ada with all the kit fabric, kit floss, and this is where she is. So she started. It fits on the frame this way. There we go. I wasn't given her one of my big frames to work on, you know. I use those, so she had to use my little frame. So yeah, so she started in this corner here. But yeah, that's much got. She's not really counting her stitches, but she's counting like the blocks that she completes. So she's done about 2,000 stitches so far. And that's it, yeah. So she's been working on that for the majority of the month. She's got a couple of other whips to do. She's doing a little like Winnie the Pooh and an Eeyore for my my co-sister-in-law's children. So she's got 2 little ones, so she's been working on that as well as this. Yeah, so I said I would show that one off. But yeah, so that was all the cross stitch. So I've got a couple of shout outs to do for cross stitch. 2 new people that I've seen. One was a shout out from another channel, but I can't remember whose channel I was watching when they shouted them out. I didn't really take note of that. And one just came up on the, you know when you're watching a video and it comes up with like recommended, and one was just there. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll stick that on my watch list. Yeah, so the first person is Yonita over at Stitchy Things. So yeah, so I've watched it. I haven't caught up on hers, she's got a few videos. I can't remember what number she's on, but I know I haven't caught up on her videos yet. So I've watched her one before last. Her most recent one I think came out yesterday or the day before, so it's on my to be watch list. And I will get around to it. There are currently 171 videos on my to be watch lists, but I will get through them, don't worry. So I will get there. But yeah, so, and then Michelle at the Giddy Stitcher, who I picked up a couple of days ago, and I believe she has just done her 4th video, and And so yeah, I binge watched her first 4. She's also got some other videos on her channel that aren't Flosstubes. So I think that a couple of them were tutorials and sort of her crafty escapades. But yeah, so that's Michelle at the Giddy Stitcher. So both new to me, not brand new to Flosstube, but you know, close. But yes, so I'm going to go on to my knitting and crochet things now. So if you want to skip it, but yeah, so knitting and crochet. I can't remember if I showed you this last month or if I just spoke about it, because I'd not long started it. But this is a baby blanket for my co-sister-in-law. She's just had a baby girl. So I made one for her baby boy. And this is, so I made one for her baby boy in, like it was cream, it was like a light blue and a green. And then this one is kind of a dusky pink, a baby pink and a cream. Although in certain lights, this one looks a bit more browny. So it reminds me of the Neapolitan ice cream that you get. So, so I'm doing this one long ways instead of sideways. I think I've got probably at least one more section to do. And then I'll give it a measure and see how far we are. But this is just basic chevrons pattern, 10 stitch chevrons that I'm just doing. Not really following a blanket pattern, it's just a stitch pattern. But yeah, so I've got a few ends that I'm going to have to weave in at some point. I don't like weaving in ends. I might cop out and when I put the border on, just enclose them in the border, and then I don't have to weave the ends in. I might do that. But yeah, so either way, they'll all be secured and baby safe, whichever way I decide to do it. But yeah, so that one is very close to being finished. Like I said, just one more, maybe one more set of stripes. Might need another one. Like I said, I'll measure it when I finish it. And this is one of my Toff bags, which I've actually got their new one, because this one I got in the Knit and Stitch show a couple of years ago, and I've got another one that I got in this Knit and Stitch show. So that is that one. And then I'm also still working on my mum's shawl, knitting shawl. So it's nearly finished. I'm just on sort of the garter stitch edge. So there's like so you had this flower. I've got this flower pattern that I'm doing for the bulk of it, and then there's like a garter stitch sort of 3 inches on the end. So yeah, so it's going to be a triangle shawl. Yeah, it goes that way. But yeah, so nearly finished that one. So that the baby blanket is on Bambino wool, and this is on a wool that I can't remember. That was from Hobbycraft. It's got sparkles in it, silver Selena. So yeah, so that one's quite nice and sort of flowy. But yeah, so that's my knitting and my crochet. Oh no, well the blanket was crochet, that's knitting. I'm not really doing this in very much of an order, am I? So then this is the test stitch piece that I'm doing. So this is the Caddy's Cardi from Hooked Handmade, Hook Designs. So it's like a cardigan sort of cardigan jacket thing. So there's a hood on it. It's a hooded jacket, so I haven't done the hood yet. I've just finished one sleeve, so I've got the contrast on the end. And this is crocheted. This is using Women's Institute sort of soft and cuddly, no, soft and chunky. This is their Aran weight in the two, sort of the teal and the light blue teal wool. So sort of quite an interesting construction. You sort of knit, so you crochet sort of this section first, and then you add the back and the bottom. But yeah, so still have to finish the other sleeve and then the hood, and then there's like just a border that runs around just to neaten it all up. And then again with the ends, I hate weaving in ends. They'll get done at some point. So, and then this is a new start. I'm going to start this one today. So I bought this wool from my LNS, or local wool and / needlework. More sort of wool now than needlework, but so yeah, this is Starcraft Naturals Bamboo and Cotton. It's really soft. It's a light purple lilac colour, sort of fingering weight. So I'm going to be knitting up a cardigan for my grandma. I'll pop a picture in for Christmas. So yeah, so I've got to get this started today. You know, because it's not like I've got other projects on the go that I need to get finished. So yeah, so shopping. So I've got a couple of different things. I got a stitchy thing, a woolly thing, a book, and some jewellery I want to shout out. So we'll start with the stitchy that's at the bottom, because of course it is. So this is from Under the Sea Fabrics. Yeah, so Leslie at Under the Sea. I don't know if you can see it in there. And I got 3 pieces of fabric. Now I haven't quite opened them all to look at their colours yet, so we'll look at them together. So this is 36 count linen. It's fat 1/8, could be. No, fat 1/4. In Atlantis. So it's kind of greens and blues. It's quite nice. Can't remember why I bought it. I may have had a project in mind. I might have just got it because it was pretty. I can't remember. But either way, it'll go in my stash, and then if it was for a particular project, when I go to start that project, I'll remember that I wanted this fabric. So, but yeah. So that's lovely greens and blues. Oh, let's try and fold that up again. And I like the way Leslie actually sort of tacks these on with her tag, so that I don't forget what it is. Because normally by the time that comes, that goes separate, then I chuck the fabric in with my in my stash. That doesn't always stay with it, and then I go to pick the fabric out, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice fabric. What is it? Oh, I don't know. So yes, so I like that she tacks it together. But yes, so then this one is also 36 count, fat 1/4, linen. Was that linen? Yeah, that was linen. This one is called Marauders Map. So this is quite sort of nice. Oh, nice old brown. So it's got quite a dark area at the bottom. So let's fold it in half. So quite dark and mottled on that side, and then the top half is a bit more plain. So I quite like this one. Ooh, that's quite nice. Again, can't remember if that was bought with a particular project in mind. I don't know. I really should write these down, shouldn't I? When I buy something, I should write it down. I've got a notebook. It's not like I haven't got, you know, space to write it. But yeah, I should write it down. And this I bought. Now, this isn't, I don't think this is the colour that I thought it would be. Now, I wanted some murky from Picture This Plus, but it's out of stock everywhere. So I went onto the fabric viewer and basically just went through loads and loads of other fabrics until I found the one that came close. And this one looked close, the fabric, but now it's very pink. I didn't really want a pink fabric. It's kind of pale pink, like peach, peachy colour. But yeah, so I got a full a fat half. So this is 40 count linen. Yeah. So this is a lot pinker than I hoped. I think this was sort of the colour that I was hoping it'd be. Sort of the kind of murky, sludgy colour. But yeah, but it's very pink, especially this half. So I'm not really sure what to do, because, well, I bought this. I wanted to start, last year I bought Brittany Ingleside Imaginaria, and so that calls for the murky. You know what, I've just realised her hole punches little hearts. She punches little hearts into it. It's cute. Not the point. So that's the piece I wanted to put on this fabric. I don't know if it'd still go. What do you guys think? You guys think it's too pink, or do you think that'd be okay? I'll see how the colours come up. If the colours not come up very well, I'll try and sort of take a better picture and show you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because in my head I had a specific colour that I wanted and this isn't it, so my brain's going like, no, you can't use it. Or if it really isn't going to go. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think. But yeah, and I'm also having to do that slightly different, so it's not going to be a one piece like that. I'm hoping to do it differently, but I need to ask Brittany for something first. And obviously if I can't then do it like that, then I won't, so I won't. I'm not going to make any promises. Then I got some yarny and things, so I got some, this is Addison over at Ruby and Moses Yarn. This is her new autumn collection. So I bought a few skeins of this one and the corresponding solid. And I love this colour. It's got sort of all the autumnal colours. It's got purples, pinks, greens, sort of yellows, golds, all sorts of colours in there. It's called Flickering Flame. It's a 4-ply finger and weight. I got it on her soft rose base, so it does contain some nylon. So I could make socks with, you know, any leftovers, but I'm hoping to make a shawl. And then this one is orange, kind of a rusty orange colour, but it's also got sort of tiny flecks of like the pinks and the reds and the greens, which is quite nice. So yeah, again in the soft rose base. So yeah, so I'll be looking start a shawl for that for autumn. Probably won't have it done for this autumn, but an autumn at some point. But yeah, so that was that. So that's Ruby and Moses Yarn. Addison does have a podcast of the same name here. And then, oh yes, I found these earrings and from someone on Instagram, and she lives in the UK. She's called Transatlantic Clay, and that's some of her design. So she hand sort of stamps the clay and cuts it in and makes the rest of the jewellery. The ones I've got in at the minute are a variation of this one. I think I bought like 3 different colours of these. They're really pretty. So yeah, she has a Instagram shop of the same name, so that's at the bottom there, if you would like to go and buy some jewelleries. And last thing that came this month was a book. Where's this book? So this is Richard Osmond. This is the Thursday Mud Club. This is his second book that's just come out. His first book came out, I think, last year, and I sat down and read it. It was quite a quick read. Murder mystery, and I didn't get it before the reveal, which is quite good because sometimes you read about it and you know who done it. This one, no, up until they were literally on the way to confront the killer, I still didn't know where they were going, who it was. So yeah, yeah, really good. How it sort of all come together and at the end. So this is his second book, so still follows the same sort of elderly sort of detective, amateur detectives. But yeah, so hoping this one will be a similar read. So also like the foxes down the middle. Very nice. So that hopefully I will read that this month. Still taking part in Becca's Bookopoly. So hopefully a prompt will come up where I can insert this book. So yeah, so I think that was everything. So before I show you what I bought at the Knit and Stitch show, I thought I'd do a quick update, sort of life update. So if you've seen some of my videos before, you know I had surgery back in June, end of June. It was surgery I'd waited for quite a while. So it was a trochleoplasty and then medial keefing. So, and I also had my ACL reattached. Now we're thinking the ACL's snapped off again. But yeah, so there's not a lot that can be done about that now. If the way they would fix it, if that's not going to work, there's not really many other ways to fix it, especially in a body that doesn't really use collagen properly. So I'm just going to have to learn to work around not having one attached. He's very happy with the actual kneecap, the way it's tracking. So it's actually staying in its slot now, rather than kind of wandering off, which is what he used to do. But yeah, so he was very happy with it. He was very impressed that I could sort of straighten my leg, I could lift my leg up, the amount of mobility I've got, the fact that I was walking around again a little bit. So obviously I did use a wheelchair there because I still can't walk like a lot. You know, walking around an exam room is different to walking the entire way through the hospital. So yeah, so he was quite happy to see me walking, and he's quite happy for me to just wait and see him in about 10 months at about the 1 year mark, so sort of next summer, sort of have another catch up. I mean, I suppose he would see me more often, but because he's in Bristol, I mean, it's about a 4-hour drive to get there. So, you know, he was like, unless you really need to see me, you know, call, you know, you can ring me, we can chat, but it's a long way for you to come if it's just for me to see you and go, yeah, you're fine. So, yeah. But yeah, that was a busy Thursday. So it was Thursday before last. I went, and it was, so we left the house at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got back at about 7 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, so it was a long drive, long old day. So but yeah, so not looking forward to doing that again, but hopefully in a year's time, you know, I'll feel a lot more better, you know, a lot more well, so I'll be a lot more active is what I mean. So I'll be able to do that drive. But yeah, so we had that. Obviously I went to the stitching show, which I'll talk about in a moment. Other life updates. Well, my current foster got to go to her new home. It's my little Fizz. So yes, she's been rehomed. So sort of just waiting for my next one. There's not really that long in between fosters. We have so many cats that need homes. So it's not normally too bad at this time of the year. But yeah, after Christmas, you tend to get a lot more coming in. You know, cats that were bought as Christmas presents to owners that don't really know how to look after a cat, that then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we didn't realise it'd be this much work. So they get rid of the cat. So yeah, so January, February we tend to be a lot busier. But yeah, so tidying up, getting the room ready for a new one. But yeah, what else has happened this month? I don't think there's been much this month. Oh, I made a pumpkin pie. I should have took pictures. I didn't take pictures. But yeah, we had a pumpkin. We got a pumpkin from the shop and didn't know what to do with it, so I found a recipe and made a pumpkin pie, and it was really nice. It was like kind of like a pumpkin spice flavoured egg custard. That's how I'd describe it. So, you know, if you're British and you've had an egg custard, it was like a pumpkin spice flavoured one. But yeah, I was actually really impressed. So yeah, I made a pumpkin pie. Might have to make another one before the season is out. But yeah, so it was nice to be in the kitchen again baking. It was nice to be doing things. I do miss baking, but also when you're trying to lose weight, it's like, you know, you can't bake cakes and eat cakes and lose weight. Or at least I can't anyway, because I end up just eating all the cake. So yeah. But yeah, nothing else too exciting has been happening. Obviously we're coming into autumn now, it's getting colder. So obviously Coco's not going to have any more shaves. of the year, so she's starting to grow her coat back, so she'll be nice and fluffy for the winter. Normally takes a couple of months for it to grow back, for her full undercoat to grow back. The rest of her coat probably three months, maybe 4. So, but by sort of January, February, when it starts to get really cold, she'll have her coat back. So yeah, so it'll be nice to see her then. And she's all fluffy and big and heavy. But yeah, and I think that is everything. So I'm going to pause here because I want to clear some of this space so I can gather in the shopping that we bought at the knitting and stitching show. So yeah, so now's probably a good time to go get a drink if you're going to stay, or obviously if you don't really want to watch what I bought, then go. Oh no, it sounds really weird. It's like, well, if you don't want to watch it, you can leave. Like, you know what I mean though. So yes, so we're gonna have a quick break. I'm gonna, well, it's a quick break for me. For you, it'll be like, you know, nothing. But yeah, so pause here, go grab a drink or whatever, and I'll see you in a moment. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll say I love you lots, and bye bye. See you soon. Right, now to tidy up. You know, I need a little gremlin, like a little Flosstube gremlin, that after I've done my video, they can just come in and like put all my stuff away. Tidy up. Does anyone know where I can buy one of those? Like, do they sell them? You can buy them on Etsy. There's a cat hair on my coffee. Okay, I will deal with that later. I also went to the knitting and stitching show. I also went to the really?